So I didn't get to see it. Thanks, Rutger, for that incredibly beery intro. You want my clicker? You can't have my clicker. Come and get it. Come and get it. Go on. Sorry, it's been a long day already. Oh, look at that. Yes, fabulous. Could also have put the big building on there, which is why I know you have enough space for a power nap. I didn't see how many hands up. Who is definitely attending the hackathon? Okay, let's flip that round. Who's not sure if they're attending the hackathon yet? Stand up. It's going to be a long wait. Stand up. No, come on, I want to see you, because you're the ones I want to talk to. Hi. Why are you not sure yet?
Because I don't have a team.
Okay, this lady needs a team. Why are you not sure yet?
I have a use case that I need to clarify.
Fabulous. Use case needs to be verified. So, you know what the best way to do that is? Get on the platform, start asking questions, find a team, verify your use. What does that even mean? Verify your use case, sign up, get to Groningen in a few weeks' time. So those of you who are coming, who wants to win? That's about half of you. This is something not... It's okay to not be competitive. It's okay. It's okay. Why do you want to win? No, kidding. Rutger asked me and the team to come and talk to you about how to win a hackathon, because it seems reasonable that we give you all of the possibilities in advance. Right? If you think about the spirit of blockchain, it's about being open, it's about being transparent, it's about being trackable. So we're going to tell you right now, and we're going to put it on the website. And in fact, I'm looking for somebody from the team. If you just want to put a tweet out with DBH17 on it, if you go to cloggish.nl/DBH17, you'll find the notes from this that I'm going to take you through. So I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to win. You don't need to make notes because they'll be online and the team will tweet it. Yes, they're nodding, cloggish.nl/DBH17. So how do you win? Well, maybe I should tell you why I'm qualified to tell you how to win first. Partly, I'm a master advisor to the team, so I get to see inside things like the decision-making process, so I can tell you about that. Two, I've actually won hackathons. I won Startup Weekend there's a small town slightly north from here, maybe you've heard of it, Amsterdam or something like that. I won Startup Weekend there. If you know Startup Weekend, it's kind of like a hackathon and a business-a-thon and a pressure cooker all crammed into one. So I've seen what that does to you and how hard you have to work to make that happen. But I've also been a part of around 45 different hackathons, pressure cookers, Startup Weekends type things in more than 20 different countries. So I think I've seen enough, and there's always a surprise, but I've seen enough different variations to know, okay, what makes the difference between somebody who might win and somebody who might not, or a team. So, first thing is, show up. Sir, Nina, you can't win if you're not there. Simple math, right? 7.8 billion people on the planet, only the ones in the building have a chance. And that's totally under your control. Judges don't need to think about it, it's easy, just be there. Follow the rules. You would be amazed at how many teams think breaking the rules is really cool. And it kind of is, and especially if we're in an entrepreneurial event, and I promise I won't go too much into the entrepreneur stuff. I know with blockchain, this is technology. Entrepreneur spirit, break the rules, yes. But no, because maybe they're there for a reason. So if there's some rules that you will be told about it, follow them. And just double check by the end of Sunday afternoon, did we miss something? Did we break something? Can we fix it? Can we hide it? Can we cover it up? Can we have any form of plausible deniability? And maybe before you go there, or as soon as you've got a team, you need to define what does winning mean for us? And maybe as individuals in a team, right? Your team is going to be somewhere between, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Just get aligned internally. Why do I want to win? And what does winning mean? Does it mean winning the prize money? That would be pretty cool. But maybe some of you think, what I really want to do is change the world and create the start of something which will go on for a week and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 10 years. And maybe one of you wants to put Case out of a job and then he can never make horrible mistakes like the cookie laws again by putting in blockchain for democracy. That might be a whole different definition of winning than convincing the jury on Sunday afternoon that you deserve a 10K or 7K prize. So just be really clear on your team, because I've seen teams get divided by Saturday afternoon about, we're in it to win the money, and the other team's like, yes, but we can actually change the world. It's quite a divide between those two mentalities. After that, let's think about it. You're at the event because you showed up, you've read the rules, you've had that conversation. You need a team. You can't do this on your own, and it needs to be a multidisciplinary team. How many of you are nerds, hackers, engineers? I say this with all the love in the world. None of you? Okay, some of you. That would be good, because no nerds at a blockchain hackathon would be a problem. But what would also be a problem is if there was only nerds at the blockchain hackathon. Somebody who understands an element of design, somebody who understands an element of perhaps business, or if you want to go into politics, then how democracy works, etc. So think about what you're going to work on and make sure you've got the skill set that you need. Sounds obvious when I say it now, right? Come back to me in, 3-4 weeks, and tell me how it's going with your team, because you will always realize we forgot something, or we didn't know we needed that. That's also a problem. When you're there, communicate well and often. I've seen this a lot, teams who just, say, right, we'll go, you go build that, you go design that, you go sell it. And they come back on Sunday afternoon and go, what did you do? I've just got a hangover. And especially in Groningen. I'm not from Groningen, I'm not even Dutch, as you may have guessed, but oh my word, is it easy to get a hangover in Groningen. So beware the distractions, focus, prioritize, communicate well and often. Small chunks of work very, very fast, not big chunks of work slowly. We've got pretty amazing catering, so don't be distracted by the food either. Be clear on who will and will not do what. It is far better to do little well than it is to do a lot of really poor quality stuff. Who in this room likes to be average? Right, by definition, almost all of you are average because you're in a room full of other people. That's not good in a hackathon environment, right? You need to be beyond that. So either do 2 or 3 things incredibly well, solve world peace. That'll work. Or do 1,000 things really well, and then you're above and beyond the call of duty. Be honest with yourself. I know which one you want to do. Which one are you more likely capable of doing? Just think about that on the way in. I'm not sure if this is making it into the judging criteria, but it'll certainly count for a lot of karma points. Remember, whilst you're at the hackathon, before and after, to be an ambassador for the community of blockchain. This is important, right? Be open. Be open to asking questions and saying, hey, do you happen to know anything about this? Because I'm really struggling with it. And when you're on the other side of that conversation, your job is to say, yeah, I know everything about that. I'd love to help, right? Because that's part of what this revolution is going to be about. So ask for help. Make sure you help others. Open source is good. Most of the time, probably. But probably not your secret source. That's a different thing, right? So think about when could we open source our code and stuff, and which bits of it should we perhaps put in a little black envelope and save that for later. And I think Rutger mentioned it already, integrate and reuse stuff that's already out there. There's no need to reinvent the wheel if it's already done in and around or working with blockchain. It's a hackathon, move fast, break stuff. Start with a problem instead of an idea. Some of you are walking in with an idea, you're still validating yours, for example. The one question I would ask you is, what problem are you trying to solve? Because if you are not really, really, really clear about that, it is going to be difficult to solve it. Right? It's easy for Case to say here and say, my party will be out of business once you guys solve democracy. There's not many people in the world qualified to actually know what that means and how to do it, let alone how to do it with technology today. So the more you understand the problem, the better you'll be able to solve it, the better you can solve it. A, you might win the hackathon, B, you might win the world. And the number one killer of all startups or companies or product launches is building something nobody wants. You would be astounded at how much time is spent by people like you and me building stuff that nobody wants for no good reason, and they're certainly not going to pay us for it. That's okay, we call that a hobby. We convince ourselves it's going to be a business, not good. Once you've understood the problem, don't come with an idea, come with a problem. Understand the consequences of that problem in its current state and after you've solved it. Is it a big enough problem to actually solve? And who will benefit from those consequences? And what do they need? And what consequence does that cause? And what might the economic consequence be? Right? Because I'm assuming most of you would like to get rich. And if you could do that with your blockchain idea and saving the world, that would be awesome, right? I'd like to do that. So there's multiple layers in all of this that you have to go through. Once you've solved it, oh yeah, by the way, it's a hackathon. Hacking is an important part, so you have to go fast and actually make something. Show that you've solved it, and show why the blockchain version, the thing you're building, is better than any other version that exists or might exist. Don't use blockchain because it's cool. Use it because it has something unique or something special that only blockchain can do that adds even more value to the solution. Does that make sense? Have a plan to continue. If you win the prize on Sunday night and on Monday morning you go to Disneyland, blow all that money, and we never hear from you again, you're automatically banned from being a human being. Clear enough? Rutger, I promised I'd say it. It's all good, right? Seriously, the next, think about what's happening next. Do you have a plan? Why should you as a team do this? Why is now the right time? What's the vision? Not like what happens in a week. What does it look like in 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years? And then what are you going to do in a week and a month and 6 months? What do you need to do that? Who do you need to do that? That kind of stuff. If you show up on Sunday afternoon without having paid any thought on that, I think it's safe to say you probably won't win. It's not impossible, but unlikely. And then lastly, it's your job to convince the jury. And this is a hard one because, some of these jury members you've seen, and there's some more to come, you've got to be convincing. And I will say right now, it is not going to be a pitch competition, right? It's not about who is the sleekest sales guy who can, or woman, who can come in and give the best sales pitch ever and have built nothing. That's not what this is about. But the jury is smart, and they're involved in this world, and they understand the technology. They're going to ask you difficult questions. Have an answer. Think about it in front. What are they going to ask me? Talk to people later and say, hey, here's what we're building. What would you ask me if you're not a judge, right? No. So he can tell you, right? Damn it, if you see the judges, ask them. Oh no breaking the rules, right? But when I say all of that, what I also mean is don't bullshit them. They will know if you're making it up, and it's perfectly okay to say, dude, 54 hours in, I don't know. I'm brain fried, we didn't think about it, it's a great point, could somebody please send me a tweet and I'll go check it out tomorrow, is also a great answer. I'm going to shut up, you're going to give me the catch box, and we'll open it to questions.
Yes.
See. I love these.
Me too, I love them a lot. So, questions, anybody, for Nick?
Do you ever do that thing where you're sort of throwing it, somebody's got their hand up, and you look for the guy who's sleeping next to them and see if you can get it right in his face?
Only at home,
Or is that just
not at
me?
work.
Okay.
Yeah.
How to win a hackathon or any other related questions? Heads up.
What's the deliverable? So in all hackathons, it's a 3-minute pitch. So we have 50 teams, that would be 3 hours of pitches. But I hear from you...
That sounds like hell, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I hear from you that there will be questions in advance, like juries checking out whether you have built something.
I'm sure the
So
jury's
the question was, what are the deliverables, right?
Yeah.
For people that didn't get it, okay.
You have to win, you have to build something, you have to solve world peace. That's pretty, well, I'll have a go. That's pretty much it. You've been to a hackathon before, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing 50 hours of pitching.
Okay.
You'll be pleased to know, because that would be hell. Is that a good enough answer, or do you want to jump in and...
A little extra. We're currently working on, maybe some of you know the business model canvas. So we're working on the hackathon canvas. It will be published soon. This will be a method to help you, to help us take all the information from a team onto the canvas.
Maybe I can flip this around. What we don't want to do is give you 3 minutes on stage and judge you based on that.
Yeah.
That would be a completely unfair way, and is actually a completely unfair way of judging any competition, because then it comes down to a sales pitch. So what we're going to do is build in various checkpoints through the weekend where you're going to give us information. That information will go to the judges. That on top of your prototype, your demo, your working tech, etc. So we want you to win, all of you. And that's all we're telling you for now.
Okay, we have time for one more question. One more in the front, yes? Can it be turned on? Because I think it's off, the thingy.
It's okay.
I was just wondering whether you have any advice when it comes to teams and teamwork, because sometimes teams go through this storming before we...
Yep.
So advice on teamwork was the question.
Yeah. Do you already have your team? Well, actually, some people in the room don't. I would say get aligned with your team as soon as possible. Do we understand the problem? Why are we here? What do we want out of this weekend? What am I awesome at? What do I suck at? Because if you try to get me to do something I suck at, it's not going to go well. You're going to get irritated with me. I'm going to get irritated with you. Kaboom. Check in, communicate frequently about small things, like every couple of hours. Okay, how's it going? How are you? Are you doing okay? Do you need something? Can I help you? How are you? Are you doing okay? Do you need some? Guys, let's go take a walk, right? They will have free access in and out of the building during daylight hours, so take a walk around the block. You will get locked out after a certain time. I think it's late. There'll be no security, but you'll be fine. You know what? Communication is everything. As long as you're talking to each other and having fun. Did I mention that? That's how to win a hackathon, is look like you're having fun. The guys and women who are stressed never, ever, ever win. And by the way, when I did win, I didn't sleep for 62 hours. It's not cool, but it sometimes works.
Sounds cool to me. Well, anyway, thank you very much, Nick.